Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country. Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply. J3 Outdoors, manufacturer of the Hags Bracket and Body Trap Spring Clip. Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents. Weeby Knives and Fur Handling Tools. HTS Productions. Hoosier Trapper Deer Scents. And Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
All right, thanks for joining us for this episode 13 of Hoosier Trapper Outdoors. On this episode, we'll be back in Indiana trapping. Semi-live trapline footage will continue, and we'll actually have one more episode after that of Indiana trapping as well. So to round out the season will be New Mexico and some muskrat trapping, marsh trapping, and that will be in Indiana also, but that was still filmed a year ago. Want to thank everybody for the orders. Like I say every episode, you know, that's what keeps all this going. And I want to thank everybody for all the feedback that they've given us about how well our Leatherwood products are working for them, how well our deer scent has worked for them. Of course, Top Dog Bait gets mentioned numerous times a day. And we really appreciate all that feedback, and we appreciate all the positive comments and support that you've given us on that Leatherwood line. With that in mind, don't forget our photo contest, the Show Us Your Bottle photo contest. You can pull up the video on our YouTube page about the detailed instructions on that, but basically you just take a picture of your success with holding the bottle of what you used to make the catch or make the kill, and send us the photo, and then you'll have a chance to win one of 4 $100 gift cards from Hoosier Trapper Supply. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Weeby Knives and Hags Brackets, J3 Outdoors, the maker of the Hag Bracket and the Spring Clips, and the Weeby Knives, of course, are a product. Both of those products we use, and we're proud to have both of them as sponsors, and they're products that we believe in. So, anyways, hope you enjoy the episode. Sun's out this morning, way better than yesterday with ice and freezing rain, and obviously the trap worked. It caught this coon.
Yep, so that's a good sign, but this is supposed to be a coyote.
He didn't read the book.
Exactly. Something's not right here. But this was the flat set where we had droppings from a previous catch nearby. You know, 8 to 10 yards over, we put a very blended flat set in with some gland, lure, and a little bit of urine, and that was it. You know, keep it real simple. And was hoping to catch that one that was marking its territory coming back and forth. But this guy shows up first, causing us issues.
I will say that this disturbance, he's done a lot of digging and carrying on here because he's caught by the back foot, so he reached out even further. So this actually has a tremendous amount of appeal to it. And you can actually do the same thing with a rake or potato rake or whatever, 3-prong hoe. You can make this disturbance near your set, and this actually has a tremendous amount of attraction, because walking by here, coyote or fox, and everything's the same, and all of a sudden they come up this and they got all this going on here, and they're going to stop and check this out. So this actually can work in a huge benefit to you as a trapper. So you can make your own, or of course the coon in this case did, but a lot of times you can actually just make this commotion yourself. So, anyways, Second location.
Yep. Check day 8.
Check day 8. 6 more locations to check. This is the remake on the coon, so we've left all this disturbance here in place as much as we could. Just put another flat set in. A little bit of urine right here. And we started filming just a few minutes late. There's actually some top dog buried right there, and it is covered up. And the reason for that in this scenario is because we got a lot going on here. We wanted to kind of pinpoint that this location that the coyote needs to work on to get step in the right place. So, and that's just because there's so much going on here, and it does smell like the coon. It doesn't smell like anything else. So anyways, little lure, urine, and then that top dog buried here, and the trap is right here.
Oh, I talked to Red Box too.
Yeah, no, 9 count those. So. All right, he's saying good morning. When we pulled up here, he was laying flat. He was asleep, and we didn't think we had him. And then all of a sudden he woke up and says, "Good morning to you guys." And that, you know what, that sound will. We were just saying that sound will never get old. That's awesome. That's an awesome sound for a coyote trapper for sure. Anyways, this is the spot, our hot spot, and this makes the 7th coyote at this location. So 7th coyote in 8 days. And 2 red foxes here too, but that is crazy.
And there's going to be some beaver caught here too.
Yeah, yeah. Tommy's on the camera, so right behind Tommy is the farm ditch. We're going to set a couple beaver traps there today. See if we can get those beavers taken care of. And, this was a flat set / almost a urine post set that this guy fell for. And we'll be able to remake it since it's not super bad. So we've got 2 more checks, so we might as well see if we can knock another one out of here or something. So anyways, we've got 3 more locations to check, and that'll wrap it up for today. Keep you posted.
I've been a professional trapper for over 40 years, and in that time, I've skinned literally thousands of animals. I've learned that it doesn't matter how cool a knife looks on your hip. What really matters is sharpness and reliability. And that's why I created the Weeby Wicked Sharp line of replacement blade knives. These are knives that will quickly skin your critters without skinning your wallet. Visit WeebyKnives.com to get the new Monarch folding knife with 3 replacement blades for just $19.95. Weeby Knives, Wicked Sharp.
Top dog predator bait. Success speaks for itself.
All right, this is the set that just had the coyote. It was the flat set originally. I just put a flat set back in there. What I did is traps right here. That white is a little bit of salt, and that should dissipate over the course of the day. I buried some top dog right here, a little bit of vixen right there, and then some coyote urine right here. So, of course, this whole area smells like coyote. I really didn't need to put the urine down, but anyways, we'll see what happens. This is the 2nd coyote in this trap, so clearly this coyote didn't have any problem coming into a pre-caught set with the catch circle. So anyways, see what happens. All right, we set up on these beavers right here. I think there's only 1 or 2 here. We caught a pair here last year, a big pair, and that was it, and they moved back in. So we got a TS-85 down here with there was actually a little bit of a mud pie already there, so we just put that with some of our caster on it, which is obviously different caster than what's here. And then here's the dam, obviously. Put that there, and then Dustin put a 330 in down here. I'll show you that.
All right, we got the 330 right here on this nice slick down path. They're going from pond to creek back and forth, so it's like a little slick down highway for them. Nothing too fancy here, just blocked in, brushed in a little bit. I got a dive stick on top of the 330, forcing down under, hit that trigger. Little beaver caster right here on this little mud pie. You don't have to do that, but we're on limited time here. We're trying to catch these things and draw them in quick. They're using this anyway, obviously, so not necessarily necessary, but
It won't hurt anything.
definitely won't hurt. So hopefully a couple beavers tomorrow, maybe a coyote too.
Funny thing is, I mean, we've got, the property line's behind Tommy, which is not very far there, but that's just the only trail or slide that we're seeing. So, you know, with that and with limited sign we're seeing as far as what's been cut, that's why we're thinking there's only 1 or 2 beavers here. So we'll see what happens. Catch a 20-pounder tomorrow, then we'll probably know there's more of a family here. But anyways, all right, we've got some serious digging going on here. This sets right up against the edge here, and that's typically not what we do, but this is kind of plain view of the road, so we kind of wanted to tuck back in here. So anyways, as you can see, coyote got tracks here and here, came in here and just dug that top dog out of there. Trap is right here. I mean, you talk about lucky, just not stepping in the right place. So I'm gonna rebait. We got 2 more nights to check. We'll see if we can connect with this guy, but anyways, just one of them things that happens. So it's kind of cool at the same time, but I'd rather obviously see him sitting in the trap. But anyways, we'll get it rebaited and see what we can do. I'm gonna put those leaves down there. I'm gonna smooth this back out a little bit, because he actually threw dirt on top where the trap was. And like we say, we hug the hole with the trap, because what they want is down in the hole. So if your bait's adequate, that's the whole reason for him to be here. And as you can see, the coyote got incredibly lucky. It looks like he was working from here and from here for some reason. So anyways, see if we can connect with him in the next couple days. All right, just kind of a recap. This location caught the coyote. Justin caught the coyote right behind him. Justin's on the camera. Yesterday, it had 5 checks on it. We got a pull today because of deer season coming in tomorrow. So this particular spot had 5 checks, 1 coyote caught, and that was about it. Now, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot going on here, really. You would think it would be perfect, but anyways, it probably required a little more time. Anyways, that's just kind of a recap on this location. All right. This is the 8th spot. Check day 8 still. Pulling this location too because of the deer hunters. This spot is the only spot that did not connect with a coyote. Caught a coon here and messed with this set, caught it in that set down there, and that was it. So
How many days was it set?
this would had 5 checks on it. So in the 5 checks, it did not produce a coyote. So certainly coyotes have been caught here in the past years. This time it didn't connect, didn't happen. Who knows? It might have connected on the 6th day, it might have connected on the 7th day, or it might be one of those spots that's just not that good this year. So once in a while,
I caught a coyote
that
here
happens.
last year.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Once in a while that happens where you just got a spot that's off, but that's rare actually. So, anyways, just the recap on the day. So check day 8, the coon and the coyote, and mud.
and lots of mud.
Hags Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
Hoosier Trapper Deer Sense. Success speaks for itself.
Night 1 for the beaver. I think we suitcased him in here. We're gonna pull him out.
Check 9 overall. The foot trap over here, the TS85 is empty. It didn't connect with anything. So I'm thinking, I really am, that there's only 1 or 2 beavers here, and sometimes these bachelor beavers are just obviously living by themselves. Are called bachelor beavers, but there's just not. I mean, he's got it dammed up and all that, but as far as trees cut and that kind of thing, there's just not much going on here. So. I may be wrong, but we'll see what happens. We're pulling tomorrow, so we'll see what happens.
Can you see him, Tommy? I can't pull him up. He's staked down. Right where you want him, right behind the head.
Flat-tailed rat. So this spot has produced 7 coyotes, 2 red fox, and now a beaver. All within a few feet of each other, essentially. Just one of them fur pockets.
Fur pocket. Well,
this might be the only thing we catch today. We were talking earlier too, that, 10-day check on this deal, and we didn't add any new sets for this week. So, I mean, it's pretty much played itself out. Now, you can leave those coyote sets there, and more coyotes will filter back in, but, that may take another 3 or 4 weeks or whatever. So, I mean, we got to get back to work, and we're not going to be able to trap next week to speak of. So, but if we were continue this, we would basically pull up what we're doing, and then move to a completely different location. So you'd be running a fresh line. So.
the farmer will be happy.
Yes.
We'll reset it and see what happens.
All right. Check day 9, winding down. Check the last location. Of course, we pulled 2 locations yesterday, so only had 6 locations to check today. No canines at all. Had the one dirt hole that was dug up, and then caught the beaver. So that was it for today. Clearly, like we said, if we were continuing on, we would pull this line, which we're going to tomorrow, but we would set up a completely new area because we've pretty much hit this and caught what's there. But anyways, pulling traps tomorrow, and then we'll kind of, one thing we'll do is a recap of each location, and when we pull and say what was caught there and that kind of thing. So anyways, check day 10 tomorrow. All right, question and answer. And there's 3 questions here I'm going to address, and we continually get asked these, or have been asked them in the past, and I've answered them in the past, but I'm going to answer them again. So the first one is keeping lure and bait from one season to the next, and that's perfectly fine. All trapping bait is all aged. All of it has a preservative in it. Certainly, at least the ones that we have and the ones that we carry. So keeping it from one season to the next is more than fine. There's no reason to discard it or get rid of it. Might as well save your money and use what you have left over. It doesn't require refrigeration or freezing. Just keep it in a shed or a garage or whatever, and keep it out of the sun. The sun is the main thing. So outside of that, it's all good from one year to the next. The other thing is blood around the set, and we've talked about this numerous times, and as I said, if it bothers you, remove it or cover it up, which you'll see us sometimes cover it up if there's big pools of it or whatever you do, that animal is going to know that there was blood there. So it's kind of like the crime scene where they put the lights on it and it all shows up anyways. Well, their nose is so keen that they know it's there. So you can only remove it to a certain point. Certainly the catch circle, all of that is there, so you can't hide it. The other question is dealing with all this rain. And we were just in Arkansas trapping, and it rained literally every day we were there. And it rained, we had some days that was 2 inches plus, with flooded creeks and the whole thing. And I will say that there, we were dealing with mud wherever we were at. It was easier because we were in the mountains, and that water ran off, so you could easily avoid areas with standing water. Now, that didn't, mean that it's a lot of dirt holes we dug, even though there wasn't standing water. By the time you dug the hole, the water was filling up with ground moisture, groundwater, and the dirt hole would be staying in the water. You just got to do the best you can. In farm country, obviously you're probably not driving any fields or whatever, and you're just going to have to pick the high areas just to get up out of that. The problem this time of year is when you get in those scenarios, a lot of people say, well, wait until it dries up a little bit. A lot of times it just plain doesn't. So it's either going to rain some more, or it's going to freeze up, or it's going to snow, or whatever we deal with in winter weather. So you just kind of have to deal with what you're dealt in terms of rain and moisture and that kind of thing. So obviously when we went to Arkansas, we were there to trap. So we just had to make the best of it. So the first thing I just recommend is try to avoid areas with standing water. That's probably your obvious but best advice I can give you. So anyways, I hope that helped. 3 commonly asked questions and ones we've addressed before, but certainly address it again. Probably address it again in the future. All right, product highlight. Cover holes, buckwheat holes, been around forever, but very appropriate for this time of year, very appropriate to the Q&A that I just did. It's the chaff off of a buckwheat seed. It's got some natural wax to it. So even when you use these, you can use like a dress coat or a top coat of some dry dirt just to help blend these in so they don't stand out quite so much. But if you can't do that, at least this keeps you going in bad weather. If you get a little skiff of snow on top of it, they'll still function. The only time that they don't function is if they are literally standing in water and it freezes like an ice cube. That's the only time that they don't work. But if they're wet, it's amazing. The top of them will be wet, but if you brush that top layer off, a lot of times that under is completely dry. So that natural wax of this chaff actually repels that water. So pretty amazing product, but it'll get you through this time of year, earlier in the year when you just have a lot of rain, a lot of wet, a lot of freezing issues, that kind of thing. So anyways, an excellent product for bad weather.
Thanks for watching the show, guys. Just want to let you know that we have the new catalog available. Pretty sharp looking cover there with Charlie working a muskrat hut. You can get this by calling the shop here at any time. Just give us your home address and we'll be glad to send you one. Or you can visit us at HoosierTrapperSupply.com and sign up that way, request one. It's real easy. It's on the home page. It's a brand new website. It's pretty sharp. And you can also sign up for our email newsletter, which informs you on show dates when they're coming out and product highlights and shows or specials that we may have going on at the time. Occasionally a blog by Charlie. So just a little bit of insight of what's going on here at Hoosier Trapper will be in those newsletters. One thing I wanted to add too is the First Shed series is still out there, so don't forget about that. We send them out randomly. There's no dates available. Anytime we think there's a tip or something useful that could help someone out in the field or in their shed, we'll go ahead and throw it out there for you. And it's real clean cut, straight to the point. Anything from trap modification to fur grading or whatnot, just anything that's done in the shed, not necessarily done in the field. Those tips can really be helpful, so be on the lookout for those. And go ahead and follow us too on all the social media sites. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the list goes on. Just find us on there and we'd love to hear from you. Comments, like posts, all the good stuff. So we'll see you next time.